Hello and welcome to Fearless DIY Music. My name is Tristan Lass, and today I want to talk about the dichotomy between jamming with other people and composition. So they're very different forms of creative expression. In my mind, at least, I find that, jamming with other people is, like I said before, it's kind of an informal thing. You're playing for playing's sake. Maybe there is no real goal to be realized at the end other than the experience itself. I think that is all well and good. Composition, on the other hand, is when you get together with people with the intent, or by yourself, with the intent of writing something that has a beginning, middle, and end, a cohesive piece of work that will be played the same way, or roughly the same way, most every time after the composition is completed. So, I just wanted to talk a little bit about this because I have, over the years, grown to really dislike jamming. When I meet another musician and they discover that I am a musician, they almost instantly are like, oh, well, we should get together and jam. And it kind of makes my teeth hurt when I hear that, because I'm just not that great at or have a desire to just kind of play for no reason. When I first relocated to my current city, about 13 years ago, there was somebody across the street who played music, invited me to some freeform jam sessions. Everybody's really interested in getting me involved, knowing just a little bit about my past and things like that. Just a bunch of local people, getting together and just free-form jamming. I went a number of times, and I actually got in trouble the last time I was there. I got in trouble because I kept trying to enforce a structure on things, and I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't just play the same basic thing over and over and over again, letting everybody improvise. I wanted to move it in different directions. I wanted to start coming up with parts, and it's just what I do now. At this point in my life, I feel like if I'm spending time on the instrument and spending time writing a piece, or even just like experimenting, quote unquote, jamming by myself, it's with an intention. I have the intention of trying to come up with ideas and things that I will then put together into a song. I realize that you can get that same result from jamming with others if everybody's in agreement. If it's like, oh, okay, I really like that, you really like what I did, why don't we put them together? I mean, at that point, you're talking about putting a band together. It's not just, just going and hanging out and jamming. Hanging out and jamming serves a huge purpose. It did early in my musical development. You get together with people who are also learning, and we all kind of were learning the same type of material. We all got together and just played together, and it was a good experience. I think that the jamming is a very valuable thing. However, at a certain point, I had just reached the point where jamming for jamming's sake does nothing for me. And I guess I made this video to kind of like ask the question, is there something wrong with that? Is there something wrong with me for not being able to just let myself go and wander? I feel like I have to put structure on it. And there's probably a lot of people, like the people I was, kind of jamming with there briefly back about 10 years ago. And, they were like, why do you have to do that? Let's just have fun. Let's just do this. And they were actually upset by the idea of structure. So, like I said, I made the video to discuss this topic because I think that maybe some people wrestle with this. Maybe some people are great at jamming, and that's all that they do. They just want to play and just run free and riff off of, just some basic things and then explore from there. Or, people who have high improvisational skills, i.e., jazz training and things like that. I understand that's a whole different level that I can't even approach. However, I'm talking more about just like the average kind of just guitarists and bassists and drummers getting together and just kind of messing around. I just can't do it. And then the other thing that I wanted to raise is, people who do that a lot and get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Is there a writing process that eventually evolves out of that, or does it just remain that? Without some sort of end product or a goal in mind, I have difficulty staying engaged. In fact, I can't stay engaged any longer. I find that a lot of times when I try to get together with others, or collaborations or things like that, my will is just, I want to do what I want to do, and I want to write what I want to write. I do enjoy contributing to other people's things. As a side person, mainly on bass. I will do that for most anybody anytime because I can have some fun with that. However, I just don't think that jamming is ever going to be in my future. And I'm stuck in composition. So I'd like to hear other people, talk about in the comments section, where do you like to live? And to those of you who are just super lucky and could do both, like my friend Colin Rainey, who am doing the songwriting series with right now, here on the channel, he can do both. I mean, like, he could sit and play for 2 hours, improvising with his band, no problem, and be happy and just exploring and coming up with amazing things. But he's also a very gifted songwriter with concise ideas and laser focus. I just can't do both. So anyway, like I said, just something I've been pondering, because every once in a while I'm asked, and it's like, it happened not too long ago. Somebody's like, hey, we should get together and jam. And I just immediately go, I recoil. It's like, no, I can't do that. And it's like, well, why not? You obviously know how to play. You're a musician. You release music. How come you're not going to come jam? And it's just like, and sometimes I just don't know what to say, but usually I'm just like, I'm busy, or something like that. But the real reason is I just can't flow with that. And I can't, like I said, without that clear goal at the end, I just won't put the time in. I just won't do it. So anyway, kind of a weird video. I just wanted to make it because it's something that I think about a lot, and it came up recently, and I wonder if others wrestle with these ideas as well. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far into the video, I would think that you would like and subscribe, or you're already subscribed. If you're already subscribed, leave something in the comments for us. Let's open up a little discussion on this. Love to see what everybody has to say. And if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time with another video. You take care.